Hey YouTube, it's your boy here, Chicago Sport Fair 1, and I am back. It's been 2 months since I made a video. I decided to take a 2 month break, you know, just to get started with school and everything, watch the rest of football season. I was really getting sick of making those predictions, so I didn't want to. But we got some big Bears news. Chicago Bears, now former head coach Lovie Smith, has been fired. Now, as a Bears fan, I wish him all of the best in his future. Um, and he was our head coach for 9 years, and he was good. He had the fourth most wins or something like that under his reign in the NFC. He was 81 and 30 something, which is really good. He led us to a Super Bowl in 2006 with Rex Grossman. So this guy is a great head coach, and I'm sure he's going to do great wherever else he goes. And it looks like he's going to either be in Buffalo next year, or he's going to be in Arizona as a head coach, or maybe a defensive coordinator, or something like that. Both he will excel in, because he is a great head coach. And if you look at it, both of those defenses will fit perfectly with his scheme. The Bills got so much potential for their defense. You look at that, and then so don't the Arizona Cardinals. They have a lot of potential for their defense. I think the best fit for him would be the Bills because of their defense. But the thing is, with Lovey, he is not an offensive coach. You look at his best offensive rank, and his 9 years with the Bears was 15, right in the middle of the pack. And we have a lot of potential on our team. Besides, our offensive line needs to get better. That is something that our next head coach and Phil Emery need to get down to. And our next head coach is going to most likely be offensive minded. If he is not offensive minded, I will be very surprised, and frankly, I will be quite mad too. Because if you look at it, the Bears defense is going to get they're old. They are old. Julius Peppers is on the wrong side of 30. Brian Urlacher is most likely not even going to play next year. Looks like he's going to retire. Lance Briggs on the wrong side of 30. Charles Tillman. And I'm probably forgetting someone big. Did I say Lance Briggs? I may have. But this team needs to focus on offense. They're going to need to draft some good defensive young players. They need to get young guys for defense. Young guys with potential that can, possibly back up for a while. Back up, like Lance Briggs. Because I think we're going to need to get a middle linebacker sooner than later. Because I don't think I'm pretty sure Brian Urlacher is going to retire. So we're going to need to get someone to replace Brian Urlacher. Most likely in the draft is where we'll probably target a linebacker and maybe get some guy in free agency, whomever it is. So we have to work offense. You got Jay Cutler at your quarterback. You got Brandon Marshall at your receiver. And you have Matt Forte at running back. And you know what? I'm even going to throw in Alshon Jeffrey because that guy looks really damn good. Okay? So you're going to want to focus on offense. And that's the thing with Lovie Smith. He was a guy, defense wins Super Bowls, and that is not the same in the NFL anymore. You need a good offense. You need a good quarterback. Otherwise, you are not going to win in the NFL. And right now, Cutler is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a quarterback that will get you wins. And as we saw, our defense won all 10 of our games this season. By the way, 10 wins for a coach is not bad at all. But the last five seasons, we have only went to the playoffs 4 times. The one last time he went, he made it to the NFC Championship and lost in a close one after Jay Cutler got hurt. You look at last year, finished 8-8 because injuries. When Cutler comes in, 7-9, pretty much just because it was. I like to say it was because Cutler was new to the system. Our offensive coordinator sucked. I can't remember who it was at the time. But when that season was just horrible. The next season, that was the year we went to the NFC Championship. I already mentioned that. Then another season, Cutler got hurt. This current season, everyone thought the Bears were going to make the playoffs. 7-1. The Bears are in. The Bears are in. There's no way this team isn't going to get to the playoffs. Honestly, I thought the Bears were only going to at least need 9 wins. But obviously I was wrong because the NFC is just that good this season. But I was wrong on that. because the Bears got more than 9 wins and still didn't make the playoffs. They got 10 wins. So, really, you would think the Bears would make the playoffs. They didn't, because they won out their last 2 games. Well, honestly, who would have thought that Minnesota would win their last 2 games against the Texans and the Packers? I thought they were going to lose to the Texans. I thought they were going to lose. Okay, they beat the Texans. Okay, this team is not going to lose. I mean, this team it has to lose to the Packers. There's no way this team's going to get by the Packers. Okay, there is no way. But Adrian Peterson killed the Packers. Killed them. And that obviously killed the Bears season too. Because that guy was... Their defense could not stop anything. The Packers... And that honestly gave me more of a reason to hate the Packers as a Bears fan. And speaking of the Packers and Lovie Smith has lost 6 straight games against the Packers. He started out with some sort of winning record. I'm guessing it would be 8-3 or something like that. But I know he has only won 1 game out of the last 9 games with the Packers. Or no, not 9 games. Yeah, or was it 9 games? Something like that. But all-time he is 8-9 with the Packers. That's why I think I'm mixing up my numbers. And he is on the losing side of that 8-9. And if you are a Bears head coach, you need to beat the Packers. You need to beat the Packers. And he couldn't beat the Packers. And you look at the Packers, that's another team that's just going to improve, especially defensively. The Lions are just going to improve, the Vikings are just going to improve, and all those teams are going to improve offensively. The Bears need to do the same, especially with an aging defense. And the Vikings, they already got a great defense set. That team's going to be something. In the next 3 years, the Vikings, if they can get a reliable quarterback, and that could be Christian Ponder too. Christian Ponder could become that reliable quarterback that they depend on. Or if you have to, get somebody else like Alex Smith in free agency, something in that region, But honestly, Lovie Smith is going to do great somewhere else. I'm sure he will. I think it's a great thing the Bears got rid of him, though. I already explained why. Now here are some coaches that the Bears are going to consider, or at least are up for interviews. Okay? The one that I am most interested in, Mike McCoy, offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. The first year he was there, he had Cutler, okay? And that was Cutler's last year with Denver. So he already has some experience with Cutler. The next year he had Kyle Orton. That year Kyle Orton was he was topping all of his career high in passing. Just about every category. And he became like 3rd most efficient quarterback, some sort of stat like that. The next year, he set up a whole entire offense for Tim Tebow. Which, it looked like that one, it led him to the playoffs. That offense was good. They led the league in rushing. And Tebow, he wasn't really that good, but he's great for quarterback. Next year, he gets Peyton Manning. And you see what their offense is doing. Oh my God. They have scored the most second half points than any team to ever play in the NFL. Well, obviously. it was some sort of record. Most points in the second half for a team is a record-breaking thing or whatever, But that guy is really interesting. And he's also a quarterback guy. He really interests me. Keith Armstrong, not so much. I can't tell you much about him, but he is a special teams coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. Mike Sullivan, I don't know too much about him, although I do know that he was a quarterback coach in he was quarterback coach in New York, where they won 2 Super Bowls, and just this upcoming year he was an offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. which Josh Freeman had a great year. He made strides at his position that year. And he also got a good wide receiver in Vincent Jackson. Honestly, out of all those guys, I would rather have Mike McCoy. Another one I would like to think of possibly having is Chip Kelly from Oregon, or Kyle Shanahan. I would rather have Kyle Shanahan over Mike McCoy. I'd probably put Mike McCoy at second. And then I would probably put Kyle Shanahan right there, because Kyle Shanahan has done a lot of really good things, and plus Kyle Shanahan's dad is Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan was Cutler's coach in Denver, so I would think that Kyle Shanahan has a lot of the same things that Mike Shanahan has. Some of the same offensive scheme, and Kyle Shanahan is a quarterback-minded coach. I think he would be great fit in Chicago for the Bears to have. I think he could really help out Cutler, and he would be a really young head coach. He's had some experience with the Texans, with Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub I think he was there when Matt Schaub made it to his Pro Bowl year. You might probably hear those sounds over there, but yeah, Kyle Shanahan I think would be a great head coach for the Bears. And I think, to be more realistic, Mike McCoy does seem like the way to go. I would really like to see Mike McCoy as the Bears head coach. That would be something. Like I said, I would love to see Kyle Shanahan. But you guys tell me what you think on this. You tell me what you think about Lovie Smith being fired, and you tell me who you think the Bears should get. Oh yeah, a dream would be like John Gruden. That would be something. I don't think that'll happen though. I was talking to one of my friends in messages. He was saying John Gruden and Bill Cowher. I don't think we get. Bill Cowher looks pretty happy in CBS right now, and John Gruden's getting paid ESPN money, so I don't think he wants to leave. But yeah, you guys tell me what you think the Bears should do. So yeah, if this is one of your first videos that you've seen me in, I've been gone for a while. Hit the subscribe button, give me a like, helps me out. So yeah, thank you guys, and peace out. By the way, I'm going to do playoff prediction video probably sometime tomorrow. Okay, peace out.